The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
This is Mick Shots, streaming live on DallasCowboys.com and the official Dallas Cowboys app. Now, here are Bill Jones, Everson Walls, and Mickey Spagnola.
And it's time for a Tuesday edition of Mick Shots. Bill Jones along with Everson Walls and Mickey Spagnola. And I am looking right now because I walked in with Everson, and I believe this is the first day of fall today.
It is.
It's sometime in the
21st.
It is the 21st. Mm-hmm. I think it's the first day of fall. It was 100 degrees here yesterday, and we had a cold front come through. Cool front. Hey.
Yeah, it was 78 this morning.
The reason I'm bringing this up, we walked in together, and we have agreed that the hottest place in America is right outside the atrium entrance here to the Star in Frisco.
The parking lot is burning up, bro. That's that new cement they have out there.
So,
they just laid that.
Most places in fall, the leaves turn. Here, they cry.
But it's 82 degrees here.
Not in that parking lot.
Not in that parking lot. I guarantee you that.
No.
But this team is red hot after getting a victory in Los Angeles.
Just creamed them
on Sunday. That's right, a convincing victory. And now it's Philly week. Has it started yet? Has Philly week started? Eagles week started, or is it a Monday night game?
It's a Monday night game.
Yeah, and so we hold off until
a little slower build-up, probably.
So the Wednesday practice is actually on Thursday, although the team will be here on Wednesday.
Doing a
practicing,
little something.
Mock game type deal or whatever on Wednesday. And so we'll officially kick off Eagles week tomorrow.
They need to get healthy.
Okay, well, that's a good place to start.
So does
Philly, they lost Brandon Graham for the season with an Achilles. They lost
big loss.
Brandon Brooks, their guard. He went on IR. And Zach Ertz is now in COVID protocol. We'll see what his availability is
That's a Cowboy killer
on Monday. So
he's out, right? You never make it back.
That's right. It's 10 days. It's 10 days, right?
It is?
Well, that's
I'm saying
right.
I haven't seen.
On, don't tease me,
that's
man.
right.
I haven't seen anybody make it back in 5.
Well,
not on this
side.
What, not in this team.
Mike McCarthy was saying last week. Now they've just once a guy goes in, that they basically figure it's going to be 10 days before he's back. Right. So even though they can get back sooner than that. All right. So what do you got?
I bet not see him out there. I bet not see that tight end out there. I bet not see Ertz out there.
Yeah.
He made it. I want to see. I got some questions. I definitely want some questions and have some answers. Come on.
All right. Questions about Amari Cooper's ribs.
Ribs. I think they feel somewhat optimistic about it, but it happened late in the game, right? That last catch he made for 12
we assume,
yards.
although it may have.
It sounded like he had something else going, and he just because I thought he got hit in the head, like he got dinged the way he was laying there, right? But ribs will make you lay there.
The census is that he didn't get touched.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of people think. I didn't see him.
So maybe the
touched.
way he fell on sore ribs.
I think it's the way he fell,
and made
I think it was already something wrong.
And if you ever had that, it's very painful. Muscle, what do they call them? The iconolast muscles or something like that?
Yeah, you got me on that one there. I have no idea what you're talking about.
I've never.
He should know. He should know.
In my athletic career, I've had it twice.
He's had every injury known to man.
in one intersection.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
that's right.
I did hurt my ribs.
I bet you did falling on that bike.
So we'll see where that one goes. It sounded like Carlos Watkins and Dorrance Armstrong had ankle sprains. Was there one more? Maybe it was expecting Gregory back.
Yeah, Gregory, they expect him back tomorrow.
Yeah, back in the building.
Back in the building tomorrow.
So now you got to get him back going and I don't know if you can.
If he's back in the building, that means he's out of COVID protocol.
And then he can start running, right? Or maybe he's been running as Zach Martin.
Zach Martin seemed to have recovered from his bout with COVID.
If you analyze his performance, the road grader was great.
I think it was like, Superman coming to Earth. It seemed like he got better. It seemed like the sun made him stronger.
That's why, you know what? And now it's everybody
that
goes,
vitamin D.
Yeah, that vitamin D.
If you can bear to listen to talk radio, it's like, now see what happens when they run the ball. And it's like, okay, was Martin there last week? How were the Buccaneers playing the run? Just analyze it. It's not about running it
like
or
it's
not
just
running
easy
it.
to just run on the Bucs, the number one defense in the NFL.
Yeah.
As opposed to the Chargers, who obviously we knew they couldn't stop.
And they gave up 126 to Washington.
Yeah,
with that offensive line.
And then you look at what the defense that we were playing, or they were playing. We were going to run the ball.
Right.
Half the time they were like 2-man.
Right.
Yeah.
So you got to run the ball on 2-man.
And pretty easy when all their outside linebackers want to rush the quarterback.
And the only force you're going to have is a safety coming up from half the field.
Yeah, and they play them deep.
13 yards I saw. One time 15 yards deep. So they were clearly – Tampa's like, we're going to see if you can pass the ball on us. The Chargers like, we're going to see if you can run the ball on us because we can sure see that you can pass the ball on us. So every week, I guess we're going to have a different challenge.
Like last night, and I think it was Detroit's defense – they had the safeties kind of within 10 yards of the line of scrimmage, maybe closer. And right before the snap, one of them just goes beelining, running backwards, right, going back. But he was turned to the side, and I'm going, okay, if they snap the ball before you get where you want to go, well, what good are you?
No.
I mean, he was running full speed.
I think they just wanted him deep middle.
Well, it didn't line him up there.
Right. It was a disguise.
Yeah,
you didn't think Rodgers would see him sprinting heat to the middle of the field? Come on, you think Rodgers can see everything?
Aaron Glenn is who's the defensive coordinator there for the Lions.
Yeah.
He was just disguising things for Aaron Rodgers.
They needed to do a little bit better.
Well, it worked for a while.
Yeah, for the first half, right?
Yeah. So
I started to give a pick to click on Rodgers.
Yeah.
I thought he'd have 3+.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Usually
what happens
after,
especially when you're Aaron Rodgers, after a 38-3 loss, there's a bounce back week. But usually what happens in this league, after you thump a team 38-3, then you go to Carolina and lose. That's what the Saints did.
So which?
Of course you do.
Which broadcast did you watch?
Oh, come on, give me a break, man. I'm not into that.
You didn't watch the Mannings?
No, I'm not watching
I watched a little
Mannings.
bit of it. I watched more of it last week than this week. See, I'm already out on it.
Yeah,
I already got tired.
It's okay.
I didn't. The way everybody explained it the first time, that was like the greatest thing ever. And then I watched it and it was like, well, it's okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's Peyton. He's being funny. He's got a great sense of humor. His brother's a great straight man.
Yeah.
Right? Do they have a guest on?
They did. They had Brett Favre.
For a while.
Oh, Lord.
For a little bit, they had Favre.
And then now we got to look at more quarterbacks.
And then, unfortunately, Patrick Willis, because he didn't really engage much.
You know what?
It's almost like
that's the linebacker from San Francisco.
Yeah. It's almost like they didn't want to talk defense.
It's like with every broadcast anyone has ever done. The broadcasters are great when the game is great.
Right.
When the game is bad, the broadcasters are not so great.
Got to find something.
That's
to talk
when you
about,
need
right?
the broadcasters to be good.
That's when John Madden. That's why John Madden was great.
Right.
Is because it didn't matter what the game.
That's why, and Romo fills a lot of dead spots with just words in boring games.
You know, it helps John. It helped John Madden. It helps Tony Romo when you're the A game. You're the A broadcast team. Go get on the F troop.
Get on that D train.
That's right. and see how interesting everything is. And sometimes the Monday night games are the D train these days. You know.
So I was watching. I guess it was Nebraska, Oklahoma. Mm-hmm. Was that the Fox game, right?
Yep.
Gus Johnson.
Yep.
That's where Bill gets his broadcast voice from.
I know. I told Sherelle, like, Bill says this guy is just over the top. I said, the guy said he's just over the top.
Oklahoma with the ball.
Oh, it's gone! Nothing happened.
Here's the thing with Gus Johnson. If your team that you're rooting for is the favored team or the higher ranked team, and the other team starts making a run at you, okay, you do not like Gus Johnson anymore because he is jumping on that D train, and because he's looking for the upset. He's looking for the upset, and so if your team is the favorite, you're not so much.
No, there are the moments of it's like 2nd and 2. Oh, he throws it out to the floor. First down.
No, that's Tessitore. that's Joe Tess, who by the way interned for me, not for me, but for Channel 5.
Yeah, back you.
When I worked at Channel 5 back in the 90s, Joe Tessitore was an intern.
He was good. Just over the top.
He was over the top as an intern too.
That's amazing.
And if he was sitting in that chair right now, I would say the same thing.
How did he end up in Dallas Fort Worth?
Because he went to. I don't know if he went to Syracuse or UConn or Boston College.
And they helped him
Scott Murray, who is the sports director, I don't know. Maybe he just wanted to cover the Dallas Cowboys. I'm not sure.
Well, no wonder interning for Bill and John Radigan, he went a long way.
Yeah, look at us.
That catapulted him right to where he is right now.
And I'm sitting here on Mick Shots.
Yeah, you're sitting by Everson Wall.
I don't know. Your ratings might be higher.
Oh, that's a good one.
Speaking of Everson Walls, Everson was a part of our sportscast at 6 o'clock on CBS 11 yesterday because the Grambling head coach, Broderick Fobbs, as Everson was there to promote the State Fair Classic, which is coming up at the Cotton Bowl Stadium as the fair gets started on Saturday. It's Grambling versus Prairie View, and Broderick Fobbs, in starting off this press conference promoting the game, promoted Everson Walls. He said, Everson Walls, we need to get this guy in the Ring of Honor and in the Hall of Fame.
He said everywhere he goes. Didn't he say? He said, everywhere I go. That's where he started. This is what he said.
Did we get him in the Grambling Hall of Fame? You made that?
I got all the other Hall of Fame.
Okay. I want to make sure.
I had my jacket on. I had my Black College Hall of Fame jacket.
Oh, very good.
Yep. And so, and just like Bill Belichick told Gil Brandt at the Hall of Fame this year that, okay, now we need to get Everson in the Hall of Fame.
Look what good that's doing. Yeah,
well,
we'll see.
We're working on it.
See, when I went through the Hall of Fame, I stood next to his picture up on the wall, and I said, I know that guy.
Uh-huh.
Hey, you meant Dwight Clark, or who are you talking about?
Yeah.
I know both of those guys.
All right. Anything? What time do we have? We got a couple of minutes before we take our first break and our first Mick read of the day.
Like we're going to do it on time?
Yeah,
and
do we ever?
Yesterday we had press conferences from not only the head coach, but all the coordinators as well. So give us a little Mick shot on what you heard from any one of the four that sticks in your mind.
I think because we know how overreaction.
Mick. Okay, if you're going to be Gus Johnson or Joe Tessitore, you got to learn to lay out.
Yeah. Man.
Oh, I forgot
when the production,
That's
when the drop starts. So let's do that again.
Do his thing,
Chris
man.
Beam, our producer, do it again. Mickey is going to lay out until the conclusion of the drop. Now, cue Mickey.
So, as we always know on Overreaction Monday.
I like that.
Now, the talk is that Micah Parsons is a defensive end, that he needs to play more at defensive end, not linebacker, because he rushes the quarterback so well. Mm-hmm. And so he
doesn't play the run that well.
So when Dan Quinn,
watch the Cotton Bowl.
When Dan Quinn spoke about it, I think the key 2 words was this week, meaning this week he was a defensive end. And doesn't mean that they're going to give him a steady diet of rushing the quarterback at defensive end. He'd go back to linebacker most likely.
Yeah, I think
that stuck out. I think the most to me.
I think they're just trying to make sure that they don't let the Eagles plan for him to be on the line.
Well, and here's the deal. Now
they don't know where
everybody's got to prepare for it, right?
Where's he going to be?
Is he going to be at linebacker or is he going to be defensive end?
And once again, he's just being a football player.
And we know that in this day and age of NFL football, you only have so much time in practice, right? You're regulated. So now you got to spend more time on that than maybe the normal stuff you would depend on. So I'll give you one from each. Kellen Moore was explaining those last 30 seconds, and he explained explicitly about how the CBS roving camera on the sideline got in the way of the clock he was watching, and he couldn't see the time. And then John Fossil gave the most strange answer to the question about rushing the punter on 4th and, what was it, 20?
And you go for a block.
And he went for a block, and they ended up getting blocked into – it was a terrible call if you go back and look at it. Their guy grabbed whoever ran into him. Was it McQuaid, the center?
No, it was Kamara.
Oh, yeah, Kamara. That's right.
Kamara.
Grabbed him, and they rolled into him. But he said the Cowboy fans wanted the Cowboys to be aggressive in situations like that, so I was making them happy. I'll take it.
Chris Beam.
I think Cowboys fans aren't the play it safe type, so I was going to give them what they wanted, come after their ass on punt rush. So I hope they're happy with it.
So he's blaming somebody else.
So
that sounds like he's pushing the blame off on somebody.
When he
said it, come after this football, and you can sure debate everything, but I'm still not so sure that we actually roughed him.
That's the only part I agree with.
Yeah, so when he said it, I was waiting for the laugh. Well, it never came. He straight face.
Yeah.
Was serious.
Like, it's what you guys want. Take that. Take that.
So, I wasn't. Yes.
I didn't get who they actually a jersey number because it was a train wreck right there at the block spot. But what I got on film is that their number 40 hooked Kamara and pulled them back into the punter. And, you can make a great case it was holding, or that the punter hit his own blocker. But there was a lot of bodies at that pile, and so our goal was to come after him.
And see, I thought that initially, but I think even if he wasn't blocked, he still would have hit.
Had enough momentum going.
I thought that he took the blocker, and I was both sides. At first, that's what I thought, what you said. But then I thought he was coming so fast, there was no way he was going to avoid the kicker.
Although, if he hadn't got held, he might have blocked it.
So you're thinking he would have gotten behind him, or you think he would have blocked it?
I think he would have blocked it.
But see,
he was in front of him.
He wasn't. So you think that the blocker actually changed his momentum towards the kicker?
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I thought initially, but I saw him coming so fast, it looked like the blocker might have actually saved the kicker from getting hurt.
Well, maybe.
Yeah.
And, this goes back to what you said yesterday about all the holds they missed.
Yeah, that's a tough one. That's a tough.
So
call.
there's my.
I would be so
my quick shots on the three.
I'd love to see the rating for that team for this game. Do they put those things out?
The
like
rating.
special team?
Yeah. No, I mean for the
officials.
Themselves.
No, they do not.
No, that's not public knowledge. There is a ratings, but
I know they had to have the worst rating.
Well, I'll tell you what. McCarthy in his press conference yesterday said something about in those last 30 seconds. He said, we didn't want to take any chances because of the game being overly officiated to get a 10-yard penalty in that situation. And then we would have had to debate, do we get the 10-second runoff or do we take a timeout? And we only had one left.
Right.
So, yeah, he thought the game would, and then he said, "Did I say that correctly?"
Yeah, that's the best way to say it.
I had my phone going, and I got my laugh on it too.
I just called it a kooky. It was kooky. It was a kooky game. It just everything that could have gone wrong and weirded up happened.
But that is one thing that people that sometimes I don't consider at the time is, okay, what if there's a bad play? What if there is a 10-yard loss or something goes wrong and now you're out of field goal range? And so, and we talked about it yesterday that could have been part of the mindset too.
And Kellen Moore kind of said something about that when he said the second down play. He said, "I wish I had it back," meaning probably might have thrown the ball there instead of run Pollard.
Yes, that would have been smart.
But when you throw the ball, aren't you more susceptible to get a holding call than if you're running?
Not that quickly, because they were going to go with
just real quick,
3.
right?
Yeah, just like they did against Cedric Wilson. It would have been probably the same thing.
Another 4-yard pass and try to get out.
It wouldn't be that
And
long.
we're going to assume everybody realized that they only had the one timeout left because they had to spend the early timeout that half also.
Well, they had to spend it on when.
Well, and Cooper got hurt too. Right.
Cooper
but they were going to call
hurt.
timeout then anyway.
So
yeah, you're right.
So why does he? How long does he have to lay there for them to say, "Hey, this guy might be hurt"?
Well, if you have to go on the field to stop the game.
Okay.
So
it takes too much time.
As soon as the trainers come out, then he's got to come out, and that costs you the timeout.
It's going to cost you
Yes.
because you hurt me.
Now, could they have taken the 10-second runoff there and not used the timeout? It was 36 seconds.
Yeah.
And that would have got you down to 26, but you would have still had 2 timeouts left. Would you rather do that? I don't know if you.
I don't
know that you can do that.
I don't know that they gave them a choice in that situation.
That's what I mean. That was my question.
Yeah.
And so I don't think, because that basically you just bought an extra timeout then.
Right.
I think you probably have to use your timeout. Well,
no, they had to use it. I wrote it down here, and have to take a timeout their second.
All right, because otherwise you're buying your third timeout,
Yeah.
and you that would be abused left and right around the league.
Right.
All right. Speaking of abuse,
We didn't get to
we're
that
going to see
break
how
as
much
fast as-
Mickey abuses the next read here on Mick Shots in just a moment.
Honey, big news.
Gary, are you okay?
Oh, I'm not Gary anymore. I'm Jackie Flash.
What?
See, I want the latest smartphone, but the best deals are only for new customers. So, to get a new customer deal, I changed my name to Jackie Flash.
Okay, but the best smartphone deals at AT&T are for everyone, new and existing customers.
That's huge. Then guess who's getting a deal?
Is it Jackie Flash?
Jackie Flash.
It's not complicated. At AT&T, our best smartphone deals are for everyone. Restrictions apply. Visit att.com for details.
The Cowboys way, where 16 Hall of Famers and 5 championships shows us what success looks like. Where turkey is always the second best part of Thanksgiving Day. Where we are all defined by one single thing, the star. Where we as fans know it's our job to keep the tradition going. Bank of America is proud to be the official bank of the Dallas Cowboys and to support the quest of living life the Cowboys way. Copyright 2020, Bank of America Corporation.
Hey, Cowboys fans, ready to spice up your next watch party? Bring Yo Quiero guacamole and be the game day hero. Yo Quiero means I want, and we know you want great, fresh-tasting, ready-to-serve guacamole for your home gating and tailgating events. Made with real avocados and the perfect blend of spices, it will be the star of any party. You can find us at your local Albertsons or Tom Thumb in the deli section. If you can't find it, talk to your store manager and tell them, Yo Quiero guacamole.
It's game day. You know what that means. First, kebab prep. Steak, pepper, onion, steak, pepper, onion. Next, a counterclockwise lap around the room. Now the lucky grease-stained jersey goes on. And lastly, the dance. You know the one. This is a game day ritual no matter where you are. Whether you're traveling to the game or watching from your favorite vacation spot, book a place to stay on Hotels.com and keep the tradition alive and well. Hotels.com, proud partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Back to Mick Shots.
Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders making the team is back for another exciting season. Don't miss new episodes every Friday at 9 Central. Only on CMT.
Man, you got it, baby. Come on, keep it going. I like how he's.
Are you done? Was that it?
The cop, that's it.
Let's do it again. All right, take 2. In 3.
Wait,
2,
explain to me
what?
every Friday at 9/8 Central.
At 9, 8 Central.
At 9 Eastern.
9 Eastern
This
time.
is this a nationwide thing?
Yeah, CMT.
Okay, yeah, that's why.
You gonna do it again?
I mentioned CMT.
Yeah, we
do it
just
again. Let's do it
gave a
again.
perspective. So yeah, go ahead.
Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders making the team is back for another exciting season. Don't miss new episodes every Friday at 8 Central, only on CMT.
There you go.
There you go, Spags.
I thought it was a date like
Spags.
September 8th, and I'm
Spags.
going, no,
And
it's
that's-
already over.
That's Spags subset B. Yeah, he's that B guy.
That was
is
a
really good.
short read there.
You'd think I shortened
and you still abused it.
Well, I saw 9-8.
All right. We talked about Micah Parsons rushing the passer yesterday, and I thought of another guy that more of a smallish pass rusher from NFL history.
The Colts?
Mm-hmm. Well, we talked to Dwight Freeney yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I'm going further back. 49ers. Come on, you got it.
Fred Dean. Man. Louisiana State University.
Louisiana Tech.
I was Louisiana Tech, right down the street. I used to live in Ruston.
Mm-hmm. He spurned an offer from Eddie Robinson to go play for Grambling.
You lying.
That's what it says on his Wikipedia page.
Does it say that?
Uh-huh.
Damn, I can't complain because he kicked butt. Yeah, Hall of Fame, what are you going to say, man?
Yeah, college Hall of Fame, Pro Football Hall of Fame. Man. So is there, and I'm looking at his,
what was
he
his
was
size?
6'3", 230.
Okay.
So you like that?
I like it. I always did like him.
I
hated the Niners, but
didn't they play a 3-4?
And forget what they played on 3-4. No, he only played third downs.
That's right.
He was a specialist. He didn't even come in on first and second down. Mm-hmm. And he had how many sacks that year in 1981?
Well, that's the first year they started.
Yeah.
82 was the first year official stats.
So 81. He was traded to the Niners from the Chargers. He was in a contract dispute. He complained that he was the lowest paid sixth-year defensive lineman in 1980 and that his salary was below the average of all defensive linemen. So he gets traded to San Francisco.
From where? I'm sorry.
From
Chargers.
From the Chargers.
I remember that.
Okay.
That's right. He did start with the Chargers.
All right. First game. Okay, Dean was used as a pass rush specialist, playing only when the Niners switched from a 3-4 defense to a 4-man front. Mm-hmm. He joined the team midseason for Game 6 against the Dallas Cowboys.
Guess what that score was?
After only a couple of practices, John Madden who was doing the game, said, Fred just got here. If he plays, he won't play much. Well, he recorded 2 sacks, applied pressure, repeatedly hurried Danny White in a 45-14 win by the Niners.
Yeah, that was ugly.
And that was in 81?
1981, brother.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you lost to him twice that year.
Yeah. That's why
no one talks about that one.
That's supposed to be the payback. Oh, I talk about it all the time. That's supposed to be the payback. Was when they kicked our butts that game. We had, the field was horrible. It was below sea level, so it's notorious for being a bad field. For some reason, we didn't know that in Dallas because we came out, grass field, short cleats, as if we're playing in Anaheim or somewhere else in California that has nice, low-cut grass. Yeah. Well, this stuff was coming up.
A mutter.
Oh, it was horrible.
It was like the 92?
No, it was a mutter under. On top was all nice green
pretty
side.
glass.
Yeah, it looks so pretty. You get out there, you're falling down all over the place. So we come back in the championship game, and our spikes are this long. They are this long, and we are. No one's falling down. No one's falling down. That's why once again, that was supposed to be payback, but then didn't.
That happened in both of the NFC title games in the 90s. The 92 game was a mutter. 94, it was drizzling and it was a mess.
That was drizzling. Like I said, this is just a crappy field. So a mutter would be standard for that field. So let's clarify.
It looked good.
Was no rain. It was a beautiful day. Their field sucks. And that is all it is to it.
All right, so Fred Dean was acquired Game 6 of that season in 1981, okay, and they went on to win the Super Bowl that year. And he was named even though he was acquired in Game 6, he was named the NFC Defensive Player of the Year.
That's right.
12 sacks and 11 games played that year. And so we talk about...
He was legendary, man.
But we talk about what happened with the Cowboys when they acquired Charles Haley. Well, a decade earlier, the Niners did the same thing when they acquired Fred Dean, and they won the Super Bowl. I wonder if that crossed the minds of the brain trust here when the Cowboys acquired Charles Haley, that the Niners just did this a decade ago.
I think they just wanted that badass Charles Haley.
Yeah, I think so too. I don't think history was on their mind.
Oh, I thought you were going to ask about Dean. I'm going, most people here probably weren't alive when that happened with Fred Dean.
I'll tell you what.
If you were looking back 2 decades,
right?
One day.
Well, I tell you, they reminded me of each other.
Yeah.
There was really no... They just had their own unorthodox style. undersized. To me, I thought Haley still undersized, long arms. Fred Dean also long arms.
See, there's the difference with Micah Parsons. We talked about yesterday. He does not have the long arms.
No, these guys
and he's not crazy.
Yeah, well.
On the field,
yes, I would have to say.
I don't know. Good. You got to go a long way
to be that crazy.
Charles Haley on the field,
on or off the field.
I've seen his teammates say, "People, you know what? Some of his success were people were just worried about what he was going to do.
Yeah, worried about what medication if he took it. That's what it was. Oh man."
Okay, but Dan Quinn talked yesterday about Parsons, and to your point, he's a defensive end now. He's going to be.
Yeah. I don't think they're going
not
down
so
that
fast.
route. And with Randy Gregory back, now you're not down two guys that can, Terrell Basham, okay, right? But it was Basham and Dorrance Armstrong. Now it's Gregory maybe in Dorrance Armstrong, and I think you feel a little bit better about your pass rush in this situation.
Dorrance Armstrong has an ankle.
But he has an ankle, you're right.
And how serious is this? I mean, it's one thing to just say have an ankle. But,
I don't know if he finished.
I wasn't put some extra tape on it, or, is it really, really injured? Did they take x-rays, came back negative? I mean,
we don't have answers to those questions.
Basham played 45 snaps, so 63%.
How many did Armstrong play?
56%.
And Parsons played 39.
And Parsons had 55%.
So you could just imagine that when we get into those obvious pass situations, you might just see.
They could change it up, right?
You just put them out there.
Every once in a while, and then they're not expecting. It's like, okay, is 11 out here or not?
And let's face it, if it's a backup tackle, then we're just going to feast again, because the backup tackle really had a lot to do with it. I don't know if the starter would have been so, I wouldn't say easy, but if he wouldn't have been overwhelmed as quickly.
Balaga.
And then this week.
But let's also remember, he had one sack.
Right.
4 pressures.
Yeah.
In 39 snaps. Yeah. So it wasn't like every play he was in the backfield.
I think
I saw him in the backfield.
Yeah, I would say this. I would say this. Even though he was in the backfield, and I guess we talked about it yesterday, he was still a factor.
Yeah.
Like you said, they still have their eye on him.
And this week it's a little different scenario at right tackle. Lane Johnson for the Eagles.
Veteran.
Yeah. So anyway. Be interesting going forward. As far as the snap count goes, Dan Quinn did say yesterday that they like where he's at with the snap count with 39.
Well, see, what happened was after the first series or two, they started spotting him in pass rush situations, but he never went back and played linebacker.
No, he did not.
So, right, because he worked exclusively at defensive end after the Lawrence injury.
And I think they were worried not to overload
That's right.
him, right?
That's right.
And so, I don't know. Can you play linebacker too? But
so it's going to be interesting.
But the linebackers did okay, right? They were. But
it is going to be interesting.
I think so. They did okay, more than okay.
Okay, big picture. He is a linebacker first, pass rusher second. Okay. But in the smaller picture, which is the time that DeMarcus Lawrence is out, is he more of a defensive end than a linebacker? It's going to be interesting to see how he's used over the next 5 weeks.
I think, and what do I know, he's more effective as a linebacker blitzing than he is standing up on the line of scrimmage. Give him a running head start from a gap that they've got to figure out what to close, right? Like
walk him around.
If you're in a 4-3 and he's the strong side linebacker and you line him up on the line of scrimmage, is he taking on the tight end? Is he covering the tight end? Or is he going, right? Or if he's playing the nickel as a linebacker, he's in the middle, he's blitzing into that A gap. Everybody talks about, why don't they put Jalen Smith on the edge? Well, he's better blitzing in the middle than lining up
straight line.
He doesn't have the same training in his life.
Yes, I understand that. I understand. Right. But it's the same concept to me. I think blitzing from the middle, now again, you're vacating an area, You never know
when you vacated, you better make a play.
Where Gronkowski's going to act like he's blocking and goes out for a touchdown pass, right? Because you've got the defensive end trying to cover him.
But when you're talking about Parsons, it's too early to tell. Mm-hmm. Give him a chance to see if he can really play linebacker that well. We can't see after one game. Well, he doesn't really.
Right.
Can he play? I think he could do anything he wants to do.
Yes, I absolutely agree.
I know you do. And so I feel it just gives us leverage. It gives us options. Mm-hmm. When D-Law comes back, gives us even more options. We can put him even many more places when D-Law comes back because now you're shored up front, and now I can do what I want back here. And I'm going to be real. If I'm going to put him in at linebacker, Smith's coming out. I like the Van Der Esch
Neal or Van Der Esch
Parsons combination much better. I think you've got the better athletes overall. And that was athletes overall.
That was the other thing that was interesting. If you look at the snap counts, how many did Jalen have?
I told you he had 50.
And
where's it at? 54
and Leighton?
Van Der Esch 37.
Yeah. So,
but they had him. In some of those things they went with a bigger nickel package.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they left Smith in there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he was covering Eckler or going with him. On a couple of those passes.
You know, one thing I see, the way the passing game is made in the NFL and the way the defense are playing them, you're going to get your 5 to 8 yards just with a back coming out the backfield. Even if you cover him well.
Because your linebackers are basically dropping into zone.
And
right?
even if you keep leverage on him, he's still going to turn up the field with power and get 5 yards. So that's not anything that you need to worry about. You don't want to compound your problems. Don't miss the tackle. Don't go out there trying to push him out of bounds and you push him forward to the first down. Don't tackle him and throw him forward. Those just little things like that. As far as I'm concerned, and that's the way we've been playing, we are bending, we're just not breaking.
Give them 5 yards, but let's not turn it into 15.
Very good run, red zone defense. If I'm not mistaken, I think we're like number 9. In defense, and are we number 1 in takeaways?
They've got 6 in 2 games.
I think we're number 1 in takeaways, and that to me, that's the red zone defense mentality, right?
And I think I pointed out yesterday it took them 11 games to get to 6 last year.
That's right. I'm pretty sure we lead the league in
And one
takeaways.
last thought on this before we go to break. The next week with the linebackers, some guy named Christian McCaffrey.
Mm-hmm.
Double team.
Or take the linebacker out and put another safety up.
I don't care who you put on
him.
I don't care who you put on.
It ain't gonna.
No, you got to double him up.
Okay.
That's just it.
And Keanu Neal had 51 snaps for the second straight week this week.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
At linebacker.
But the guy, before we go, was it Curse?
Yes.
11 tackles 2 weeks ago,
mm-hmm.
and balled out this week. He's my new guy.
And he had 69 snaps on defense this week after 40 snaps last week. So.
Yeah. Quinn said, and we played Curse a little. I'm going a little. He almost played every snap.
He's hoping the other teams are listening.
Kudos to Will McClay. How about that?
Mm-hmm.
Curse,
when you
nine,
look at Curse,
9 tackles.
When you look at Curse in his career so far, first with the Vikings and then with the Lions, and to be able to project that he could do that. Now, it's just 2 games so far, but he looks...
No, you can see it.
Yeah.
You can see it. This is not a fluke.
Yeah.
This guy has instincts.
Because it didn't matter where Jared Cook plays, the Cowboys can't cover him. Green Bay, where did he go? He went
There's
somewhere.
only one way to stop him.
How's that?
An illegal shift.
That's it.
There you go.
There you go. All right. And we're back with more Mick Shots in a moment.
At Smoothie King, we are blending goodness to fuel your greatness. Every blend is crafted to help you achieve your health and fitness goals. Smoothie King uses only whole fruits and organic veggies. You'll never find sugary syrups or artificial flavors, colors, or preservatives. And unlike some other smoothie places, there are 0 grams of added sugar in many of our blends. Smoothie King is proud to be the official smoothie of the Dallas Cowboys. Place your order in the app or online for pickup or delivery. Smoothie King, rule the day.
Hey, Cowboys fans, ready to spice up your next watch party? Bring Yo Quiero guacamole and be the game day hero. Yo Quiero means I want, and we know you want great, fresh-tasting, ready-to-serve guacamole for your home gating and tailgating events. Made with real avocados and the perfect blend of spices, it will be the star of any party. You can find us at your local Albertsons or Tom Thumb in the deli section. If you can't find it, talk to your store manager and tell them, yo quiero guacamole.
The Cowboys way, where 16 Hall of Famers and 5 championships shows us what success looks like. Where turkey is always the second best part of Thanksgiving Day. Where we are all defined by one single thing, the star. Where we as fans know it's our job to keep the tradition going. Bank of America is proud to be the official bank of the Dallas Cowboys and to support the quest of living life the Cowboys way. Copyright 2020, Bank of America Corporation.
Hi, I'm Clint Tillison with United Ag and Turf. Before you can park yourself in front of the game, park yourself in a John Deere and power through your chores. Our Land Run package is a 1025R, 25 horsepower tractor with a loader, rotary cutter, and a box blade for $229 a month. And the price you see is the price you'll pay, no surprises. So don't miss another kickoff.
Visit UnitedAgAndTurf.com. Offer ends February 1st, 2021. Restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
Now let's get to work.
Back to Mick Shots.
Cowboys Nation, it's football season, and that means it's time for all new gear. Just head to the Pro Shop, your official store of Cowboys Nation, and score classics like your favorite players' jerseys, tees, and hats, plus exclusive collections and unique accessories. The Pro Shop has more Cowboys gear than anyone in the game. Visit your local Dallas Cowboys Pro Shop or online at shop.dallascowboys.com.
Oh.
Got it, yes. That's what you were waiting on, Spags. That shop.dallascowboys.com.
That is hard.
Do you want me to save the reads for tomorrow?
Just keep them
All right,
with you.
I'm just going to save them
Case
just so we don't
forget to
lose them.
bring 'em. I
Okay.
just don't carry them around and I forget to grab them.
I'm putting them in my notebook.
All right.
All right.
Right. We graduated at Grambling. That's right, baby.
Yeah, there you go. Is that Grambling or is that Berkner education?
No, that's Hamilton Park, baby.
Hamilton Park.
Hamilton Park taught them how to read.
That's We the Walls. We the Walls used to teach them how to read.
All right, we got 3 minutes left here. Do you have what do you want to go to here? The last 3 minutes of Mick Shots.
I'm trying to think of the coordinators. If there was anything else Dan Quinn said. Nothing jumps off right off.
Now, okay, so we didn't talk about. We talked about Fossil and his reaction, but going for the for the block punt there in that situation, people. I thought people were critical of the end of the game, the clock management, whatever. I understood going ahead, as we talked about yesterday, taking the conservative route once chaos ensued there, but I did not understand going for the ball. At that point in the game, going for the block punt where you run the risk of them keeping the football.
It's like he felt like all the risk was not on him. It's like, well, we're going to try it because the fans wanted it, and okay, we just had a penalty, so hey, this is what you wanted, this is what you got. So to me, it sounded like he was trying to blame everyone else for his decision. You don't start off an explanation saying, well, this is what the fans want. No, you started off saying, hey, this is what we need as a team right now. Is this the best thing to do, to go for a block, 4th and 20? It just makes no sense. That's just like going for a blitz if you have 3rd and 20. It makes zero sense at all.
Mickey, what do you think of the decision to go for the block?
To find some information. We're just filling air until he's ready.
It didn't bother me until everybody else pointed it out. It was like, okay, just because it's 4th and 20.
And I guess in Fossil's explanation also is, okay, if they get the block, then no one's talking about that. Yeah. It was a bad call.
Well, but you can't go with that if you get it. No,
I didn't like the decision the previous week to kick a field goal, a 60-yard field goal right before the half, where you're giving Tom Brady time.
And which that could have been horrible once again, because if that guy catches that ball, he can return it. And for some reason, I think it was a short kick. He had a chance to catch it, right? He chose not to.
I would not be returning that kick. I'd give the football to Tom Brady at the 50-yard line.
I think that was the order.
I wouldn't put a guy deep.
Like if you don't feel good about it, don't do it.
Yeah. That's right.
But I mean, look how many great plays have happened because of that. It's very strategic because you're going up against offensive linemen. That's all you have to kick
that's
it.
true. That's true.
Take it if you can. If you're that athletic.
When did that happen?
Right before the half.
Right? No. The when he tried to block it against L.A.
Well, it was their last possession before the half.
Possession before the half.
Right.
So it was before the half.
Right.
Like you said.
Oh, there it is. 4th and 20 at their 46.
Right.
That's the whole point of the conversation here.
Okay. Well, no, wait a minute. 4th and 20 at the 46.
Right.
What's going to happen?
End zone.
It's either going in the end zone, you get it to 20, or they down it at the 10.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
With 1:53 to go.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So if you block it,
that's good.
Probably getting the ball in midfield.
Right. But if you don't block it and they just
get called
kick it,
for a roughing the punter penalty, then they continue the possession, and then they kick a 44-yard field goal. They happen to miss the 44-yard.
And they missed. So what? It didn't hurt anything.
But here's the thing.
Just like the clock management at the end of the game, they made the 56-yarder. So
you don't
want
to give it to Tom Brady. You don't want to give it to Dak Prescott. You just don't. You know, as far as the Rams are concerned, Chargers are concerned. So to me, you just bailed them out because wherever we get the ball, we have a chance. We have an opportunity to score.
I got you.
Because offensively, we're like that. So that, to me, I just didn't think that was much of
the problem is you don't want to give. You've made a stop,
don't give
them an opportunity to continue the drive.
Because you dominated
exactly what they did.
You dominated the first half, and chances were you were going to leave tied.
And you got lucky that they missed the field goal and it wasn't tied at halftime. You still had the lead at halftime.
Hit the upright.
But they almost came back and came up with the greatest play ever at the end.
Yeah,
of the
we would have
half.
never got to see that.
I was like, what are we doing? Just down the ball. Like, hey, I like that. Keep it going, baby.
CeeDee Lamb, baby.
Let's try that.
And by the way, I don't know if we mentioned this yesterday. How about Dak on that play?
Did you see him?
Yeah.
I don't think we pointed that out.
He was running downfield.
He blocked the dude.
Right?
Yeah, he blocked the dude.
And he face planted. He was running so hard. He was right behind Zeke, and he face planted at the 10-yard line. If Zeke, would have seen Derwin James and stopped in his tracks, he could have pitched back.
That's too much.
He could have pitched back to Dak. And Dak would have got it.
He would have had to pitch it over his head like that because he had no time to stop it.
So Dak would have caught it, and he had such a hit of steam, he would have fallen flat on his face just like he did at the 10-yard line.
I wonder if he was part of the little relay.
No, he was
not.
On. No, he just he was geek.
And I don't know if
he was geek because I was excited.
Like,
let me join in.
And I don't know if Zeke was part of it either. I think he was just running when he saw what happened.
It was impromptu.
But no, because once again, at the end of these halves and all of that, everything is about pitch and lateral. So no, Zeke was prepared for that.
Yeah.
He saw he was in the open, so now you have to be at least even or behind him. So that he can make a pitch.
I think he explained it after the game that he said that, CD ad-libbed. That wasn't what was supposed to happen.
Right.
But he ad-libbed so well.
But once it ad-libs, it goes into the same thing everybody else does. They're going to pitch, run, and pitch.
He broke about 3 ankles.
Right. I mean, and he can do that. That's why he's a punt returner.
That's why, exactly. Everybody
and the running back, obviously. Yeah. He got 13 yards. Yeah, give me a break. I saw him run through there like, man, Zeke really lost some weight. That didn't even look like him.
What I thought? When I don't know if I was looking down and they snapped it and I saw him with the ball, I said, well, where'd he come from? I thought he was an end around initially. It's like, no, he lined up
in the backfield.
That's the play they should have run at the end of the Tampa game. They would have had more room to work with from their own 25-yard line.
Just get it in his hands.
All right, I guess that we filled that last 3 minutes.
And we got 3 extra in overtime.
That's
or
right.
what do they call it in soccer? Extra time?
Extra time.
Yeah, we got extra time.
Okay.
Speaking of, I have to get to this term, line to gain. I got to talk to you guys about that. You're an English guy. Line to gain. I don't like that. I don't either. Why do they say
Where did it come from?
It comes in football.
No, but why did when did it happen?
It started like 2 years ago. It used to just say you have
you mean the line
3 yards to a first down. Now it's 3 yards to line to gain.
No, they use that for the field goal. Like that's where you got to get to attempt a field goal, right?
No, that is not it. No, that is not it.
That ain't it?
That is not it. Trust me. They say line to gain, and they stop saying for a first down, like 3 yards for a first down. They say 3 yards line to gain, I believe how they say it. Come on, Bill, you're the guy. You never heard him say that?
Never said it himself.
Because he's smart.
That is an official's term.
And they started using that.
The line to gain is the spot 10 yards downfield.
Right. And the commentators started using that.
Or we've spotted the ball at the 48. The line to gain is the 49.
There you go. That makes no sense. I mean, why? What's wrong with just sticking with the traditional first down?
First down, yeah.
It's crazy, man. You can look it up tomorrow.
Line to gain was a term used by the Football Rules Committee before the NFL or today's other governing bodies for American football were even organized. So there you go.
There you go.
We'll have more on that on the next edition of Mick Shots.
Go Cowboys.
Wednesday at 1:30.
See ya.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.